the way he led his men. It's not particularly of leaders 100 years ago to get to know these men. Not least because, of course, in those days there was a huge gap in education of the leaders and the men.
Did you hear the news that's gone around? A shamrock is forbid by law to grow on Irish ground. No more St. Patrick's Day, its colours can be seen, for there's a cruel law against the wearing of the green. I met with Nappertandy, and he took me by the hand. He said, how is poor old Ireland, and how does she stand? She's the most distressful country that ever yet was seen, for they're hanging men and women for the wearing of the green, for the wearing of the green, for the wearing of the green. They're hanging men and women for the wearing of the green. And since the colour we must wear is England's cruel red, let it remind us of the blood poor Ireland's sons have shed. And take the shamrock from your hat and cast it on the sod, and it will take root and flourish still, though wonderfoot it's trod. If the law can stop the blades of grass from growing as they grow, and if the leaves in summertime their colours dare not show, I will take the colour I wear in my cabin. But till that day, please God, I'll stick to the wearing of the green, for the wearing of the green, for the wearing of the green. They're hanging men and women for the wearing of the green, for the wearing of the green, for the wearing of the green. They're hanging men and women for the wearing of the green.
I haven't actually seen him at this angle before. It's not shiny enough.
I think it never happened.
I know.
It will
So,
be really, really shiny soon.
oh yeah, touch. Yeah. But are you happy with it, Mark?
It's great. But you think,
Yeah, I'm
more importantly,
delighted.
you happy?
I'm delighted that
you're the client.
the sun is on his face and he's facing south.
Yeah.
I think the big wow factor when people seen it unveiled last Thursday was lovely, and again today for the official unveiling, that big.
Well,
So
thank you.
yeah, I'm really
You were
pleased.
really majestic on the top on the it's actually described as something he was talking about. I think a really good adjective. I've forgotten what it was. Anyway, but it was very complimentary.
The festivities here today and how it comes from my
Yeah, excellent, Robert. A great unveiling. The statue here behind us looks absolutely fantastic. The size and a half of a man. As Shackleton was, he was a great explorer. He was more than Kiki, as people know. And look, it's great to support him here in the town. The Shackleton committee here that we have in Athy are doing fantastic work. The summer school that's here, and you know this can only be good for tourism Shackleton has been a fantastic explorer. He's known worldwide, and we're delighted to have him here in the square in Athy.
Thanks very much. So what do you think of the Shackleton statue here today?
I think it's a great occasion for Athy. I think it adds to the town. It's wonderful to see Shackleton recognised by the people of Athy. And I think if you looked around the audience that was here today, it was mainly local people. And I think the local people have embraced the Shackleton experience and what Shackleton means to Athy. And we're very proud of the Shackleton statue here in Athy today.
Councillor Wall, we're here at the Shackleton unveiling today. What do you think of the festival?
I think it's an absolute great occasion for the town of Athy, I think, today, Robert. I think this is something that's going to put Athy on the map. 2 years ago, when I was a Cathaoirleach of Athy Town Council, we welcomed 14 different nationalities to the town at the autumn school for Shackleton. That just shows the drawing power of what we have in front of us today. And this is only going to add to the tourism potential of what we have in Athy. We can bring 14 nationalities when we didn't have a statue. Imagine what can happen when we bring this. And that's only good for business in Athy, and we'll see the hotel flourishing, and hopefully, other business will add on to that as well. So this is a good day for Athy. It's part of a bigger picture that we have for this particular town that we're all proud of, as Aoife says, and we look forward to further events like this happening in this town.
Now Alice, tell me what you think of the Shackleton statue. It was unveiled here this morning.
It's a great statue, and it's a gift down here to the town, so it is. And he was a great man to travel around what he did.
Yeah.
And the season that. It's hard to believe it.
And do you think it'll be good for Athy?
It'll be good for Athy, yeah, for everyone to come down and look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Sarah, can you give me your thoughts on it, Sarah?
It's very good now to have it here in Athy. It's very nice.
Yeah.
And he was a great man, like what he done.
That's right.
He was.
Tell me what you know about the Shackleton experience and in your local area of Kilkee.
Okay, Robert. Well, he was born in where a man farms at the moment, Richard Green, Kilkee House, and we all know the story that he was born there on the 15th of February 1874. I first would have come to know him probably about in my late teens, early 20s. But interesting enough, my dad worked for Richard Green, worked for his father, precisely a man called Juan Green, who founded the Irish Farmers Association in the mid-50s. So he showed me the room where he's born in, and all of a sudden I just took on this, shall I say, mammoth of a story, a man born just a mile away from me in the latter end of the 19th century, and what he had gone on to do with regards to his adventuring, exploration, and what he achieved. And then in my mid-20s to 30s, as I kept reading small bits about him, the type of a man he was. Like, we'd have to describe him as, we'll say, as regards what the Greek gods said 5,000 years ago about the ancient Olympic participants, where there were boxers or runners, what they achieved and how afterwards were fainted. And we're standing here today, the 30th of August 2016, and it's all come full circle, which is absolutely wonderful. Like, when I think of Ernest Shackleton, I think of what he was as a man, what he achieved, how he went about achieving it, and what he done. But also as, we'll say, the humanity of the man. Just absolutely wonderful. It's a fascinating story, an enthralling story that will always fascinate and enthrall people for ages of every generation, Robert.
Thanks very much, Noel, for sharing that.
Thank you, Robert.
So I'm with the local historian here, Frank Taff. Frank, can you tell me how long it took to get this together?
Well, in one sense, it can be said that it was a culmination of 15 years of work, because it was 15 years ago that we started the Shackleton Autumn School here. But the real idea in relation to the erection of a statue came about 2 years ago, when I discussed it with members of Kildare County Council, and there was an agreement reached that it would be appropriate to erect a statue here to the Kilkee-born polar explorer. And we're delighted today that on the 100th anniversary of the saving of the Endurance crew from Elephant Island, that the statue has been unveiled by the Mayor of County Kildare, assisted by Alexandria Shackleton, who is the granddaughter of Ernest Shackleton. Also with us we have lots of people who have travelled from both from England, from Norway and indeed from the rest of the 32 counties of Ireland to be with us here today. People who have in the past have attended the Shackleton School, and they're delighted to see that here in Athy we have erected a statue to honour one of the greatest polar explorer of all time.
Can you tell me what the statue is made from, Frank, and the measurements? Can you give us some
measurements?
stats on that?
The statue is 1.5 times life size. It's a bronze statue, and the sculptor was Mark Richards, who famously made the statue of Nicky Record, which is on public display down in County Wexford.
All right. Thanks very much, Frank. Thanks for your help.
Thank you indeed.